Hi, I'm Angela Crocker from Beachcomber Communications, and we're here at the Surrey International Writers Conference with Dr. Kathie Black. Thanks for talking to me. Kathie, I understand that you launched a new publishing company yesterday. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
I did. The company's called Raven Rock Publishing. It's an incorporation from British Columbia. I live in Qualicum Beach, and the publishing company is looking for three specific genres. Popular fiction, but there's a twist. I'd like for people to weave science through their fiction. It's not science fiction, it's just weaving science through. I was a university professor for near almost 20 years. I was a science educator, and throughout all my courses I always taught kids look for the science in the books. So one of the presenters here is Diana Gabaldon, and in her books, her main author is a neurologist. So I'm looking for things like that. Let's say perhaps someone has an earthquake happen and their character has to live through the earthquake, or a big storm, or whatever it might be. Science is found everywhere, so I'm looking for science to be woven through the popular fiction.
You said there were three categories, so what are the other two?
Thank you. I was going to go, the second one has to do with lifelong learning, or any kind of memoir that has to do with an adventure. But perhaps you have learned something as an adult and you want to write about it, or you want to tell people about it, or any kind of family or historical things, any kind of a memoir that enriches people's lives. I'm specifically looking for things that people are learning as adults. I took up golfing a few years ago, so I've written about it. And in one of the books that I have on my site, I wrote about snowboarding when I learned how to snowboard. Next month I'm going away to Mexico, and I'm going to be learning something new, and so I'm going to be writing about that. So I want people to tell me their stories. And you want to know the last one?
Absolutely.
As a professional educator, I firmly believed in thematic teaching, and I wanted to see my students teaching in a classroom based on a theme. So it goes back to like the earthquake or the volcano or things that happened, any kind of event that happens that you can teach your students in your classroom in all the areas, in your math, your science, your social studies, your physical education, all completely integrated. So I'm looking for teacher resource materials that are integrated.
Fabulous. So if writers think that they meet any of the criteria for your three categories, how can they reach you?
By our website. It's www.ravenrockpublishing.com. And submissions, there's a page for submissions. I need to add that my first line of with my books is going to be ebooks. Anything on Kindle, iPad, any kind of e-reader will be the first line of publication, with the print runs to follow.
Fabulous. I see you have your iPad on your lap right there. My stumbling. Not at all. No, we're great. Now tell us a little bit about your book.
The book that I just completed writing is called Need for Heat, and it's a complete guide to far infrared saunas. About 6 years ago, my family, two of my sons and my husband started a business called Blackstone Saunas. And as a science educator and a science researcher, I've answered all the people's questions that have to do with the science and the health behind infrared saunas. Well, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of information, and so I've written a book. It's quite an extensive book that goes into the history of saunas and all the way into infrared. It has a complete section on health, anything from aging to stress, and it talks about how an infrared sauna can help you, and tells you how to purchase one when you're looking to purchase one, and some of the things to look for. And I'm actually very pleased with it. It's quite well referenced. It's the only book that's referenced on the market, and I've taken it from all the medical articles, all the peer-reviewed journals, anything that talks about saunas, and written it in a form where the average person can understand how it's going to help them.
Fabulous. Well, it's a wonderful resource. So if people want to reach you as a writer, as an author of this book, is there a separate website they can contact you through?
The best way is to go through Raven Rock. So there's info@ravenrockpublishing.com is the email, and the website again is ravenrockpublishing.com.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. I've been talking to Dr. Kathie Black at the Surrey International Writers Conference. I'm Angela Crocker from Beachcomber Communications. Thanks for watching.